Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 175. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Brian. What's up, Brian?
Hello.
Brian, you look like the last rose of summer. What's the matter, bro? You tired?
No, I'm fine. What's
No,
up?
man. Bro, usually your intro is like 5 minutes long, so I was just curious. All right. You're okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sick. He's sick.
He
Hi,
says, well,
Glory. Hi, Glory. How you doing?
Yeah.
hello.
All right. What's up, Mike D?
Happy Friday to you.
Yes. What's up, Tim?
What's up?
Okay, so I'm going to say, without any spoilers, that Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, awesome. Okay? And that's it. All right?
Cool.
Tammy from last week, I liked it a lot. It was good. That's my recommendation, too. But we will do another cast, another Everything Show on Dawn of the Planet of the Apes for those who saw it. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. And I got to say, this one movie, the trailer that I saw really didn't show anything, so I had no idea what to expect with this movie. And I absolutely friggin' loved it, that I had no clue going in. I mean, I've seen the originals, but, like, this is different, but I had no clue. And I gotta say, the experience was rewarding, enriched, exciting, edge of my seat. The kids loved it. 2 thumbs up. That's what I'm gonna say.
Awesome.
That's the end of it. All right.
Did you
So,
happen to invite Caroline because she just watched it too?
I think she's sleeping, and I did invite her twice. I will invite her again, and if you could send it to her as well, maybe, the invitation. I don't know if you actually. I'll copy and paste this for you.
Are these are these new Planet of the Apes films connected to the originals?
I don't want to talk about it on here, so I don't want to, any apes
My
coming after me
nephew,
or anything.
he is, I think he's going into 8th grade. I feel old. Just got done on the phone with my sister, and she says that he cannot stop talking about it. He's a big Planet of the Apes fan, the original and the new episode, the last one, I mean.
I saw the originals and the failed reboot and these, so yes.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the reboot.
Could talk your ear off about it. And he's explained stuff when we were in the car on a road trip once, and he was talking about it. And it sounded to me like they could be, or maybe they're just like a whole reboot, like they're re-envisioning
There
it.
are 3 more movies coming. There are 3 more movies coming.
It's a reboot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are 3 more movies coming. Okay. Now, that's the end of Planet of the Apes.
Actually, I see it tied into the old series. I saw it today as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
We're gonna talk.
Yeah.
We are gonna.
Joe, did they have the little snow thing talking about the Mockingjay, his new little thing? Because they said that.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
The
I love
trailer.
it. Yeah,
I saw John Hurt in the trailer with Noah, and what was the thing? Ridley Scott's movie. Like
That
Christian Bale plays Noah.
Exodus of the Gods.
Yeah.
Well, it's Ramses.
Right. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Planet of the Apes another time. We're gonna get into other articles. Chris, do you see Planet of the Apes? I'm sorry, do you want the Planet of the Apes?
No, I'm not a Planet of the Apes
Okay.
guy.
Okay. Let's get
There's a
into.
movie coming soon that I can't wait to see called Into the Storm. It's about this giant.
Yes, I saw trailers that too.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
We're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that one of my favorite comic book heroes, actually my favorite comic book hero, Spider-Man. And this is the article that came from Dark Horizons. It said that, I guess, Robert Orci and Alex Kurtzman are going separate ways. The Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 3 is massively in doubt. Whatever plans that there were for a Sinister Six movie, a Venom movie. Then they were going to delay Amazing Spider-Man to put Sinister Six in its place. It's all thrown in the garbage. Okay, they have no idea now where they want to go. So everything that you thought was going to be from the ending or whatever, everything is like gone. Okay, I have no idea what they're going to do. I have no idea what's going to come out in 2 years. I have no idea if Amazing's still coming out in 2017. But everything is in doubt. Another factor is that the Amazing Spider-Man 2, while it made a lot of money, I think it made like $705 million. Most of that was overseas, and it is actually the lowest grossing Spider-Man movie of all of them. Like, in other words, one did phenomenal, 2, 3, even amazing, and it made less money. It was like the lowest of them. So that is also a factor with Sony Pictures, because they actually stuck their foot in the mouth and said that this would do more money than any of them ever, and it did worse. So now they look bad, but they did green light them. So now not only did they green light Amazing Spider-Man 3 and 4, but they also greenlit the Sinister Six and Venom, and they also offered Andrew Garfield a contract to be Spider-Man to 2020. So now we're in this is the situation we talked about before, where they jumped the gun too far ahead, and they said, oh yeah, we're planning the next 5 sequels or 3 sequels or whatever. Okay? Now I have no idea what they're going to do. So what do you think, Mike D, of this situation?
Well, it's like Tim said, many times before, they're chasing the Avengers money. They're overly committing themselves to things and projects. And I mean, let's face it, how many films are really worth seeing in franchises that are past number 3? I mean, I didn't really think that Sinister Six was going to work in reality. I figured we'd just get one more Spider-Man film, and that would be, like Dark Knight Rises, that's number 3. I mean, the Superman films, by the time they hit number 3, the Batman films.
Remind me of Narnia. There have only been 3 of those, too, and they're, like, wanting to get the 4th one out, but...
Yeah, they've been trying to get the 4th one out.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they do. But, yeah, that's series.
What do you think, Tim?
No, I was asking, is there no audience for a Narnia film? I mean, did that fall off the radar or what?
There's a fandom. I'm part of it. They're wanting it just as as ever, but it's just
they need to put Spider-Man in it.
But yeah, I hope.
Here's another thing.
That
they have to make a Spider-Man movie every so many years, or else they'll lose Spider-Man back to Marvel Disney. Just like 20th Century Fox lost Daredevil, and they think they lost Ghost Rider, and all that stuff's going back home to Marvel. So 20th Century Fox was actually almost going to lose Fantastic Four, but they're actually putting it out, which I have just to hold on to the rights again. So somehow they're going to have to put out a Spider-Man movie within 2-3 years, or else it's gone.
It's just so crassly commercial now, isn't it? It's all about, like you're saying, holding on to rights just so you can have the next movie out. Even though there's no market for that. Even though, like she was just saying, there is a market for a Narnia in a film, but there's not enough people that want to go see it. So I
think the problem with Spider-Man, Tim, is that this guy tried to do the alternate universe version of Spider-Man, which failed Ultimate Spider-Man, rather than the actual continuity of Spider-Man comics since the 60s. And Green Goblin was different, and all the characters were different from what we know. And they weren't even, it was all rushed, like their origins and stuff like that. It's like they just had they just threw them all in.
But the movie was not unsuccessful, was it?
It was.
It didn't really do as good as the other ones, but it did okay.
Right.
So,
I liked it. I mean, I liked it, but you know, I wasn't happy about Green Goblin.
Well, think of how cool. Think of how cool Spider-Man would have been if they would have done like a retro sort of thing, like they did with X-Men: Days of Future Past, where they had it set, maybe set the Spider-Man like in the mid to late '60s, and have like a real true to life Green Goblin, the way that he looked in the comics, you know, and just have it done like a retro.
They had a Sam Raimi test, and originally, if you saw it on YouTube, it looked really scary. But Sam Raimi was worried about it for kids, I guess. But Green Goblin needs to look like Green Goblin.
A goblin who's green.
Yeah. Not Iron Man Marvel either, like they did in Raimi's one, like where you can't even see his actual eyes or, you know, his facial expression, like you can't see him talk. So, what do you think, Monk? We're talking about Amazing Spider-Man 3, and all the plans are like basically in the garbage now.
Well, the Green Goblin, when he appeared in the movies, he looked more Japanese.
Yeah.
He looked like something from Power Rangers.
Right.
That style of mask. It did not look like the Green Goblin. So I agree with you there.
And the second one looked like Lost Boys.
Yeah. And having Spider-Man 3 trashed, well, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they'll have to start all over from the beginning. Do the Spider-Man that we want, not what they want, what we want. They'll get an audience if they do the Spider-Man we want. The audience wants.
See, the situation that they backed themselves in the corner is that they tried to make it like Oscorp is creating every villain. Yeah. And when people really didn't take to that, they're like, oh, crap. If we just did this, now who's he going to fight off against if we can't have him fight an Oscorp villain? And then they were thinking, oh, maybe we'll get Kraven the Hunter and throw him in there. You know? And then all this stuff went to crap because they were just, I don't know. I, for one, would love to see Mysterio. I would love to see Kraven and Mysterio, and maybe even Chameleon, all in the same movie. Because, you know, I thought that would just be awesome. Like, you could have, you know, Kraven hunting him. You could have, at the same time, somebody impersonating him, which is Chameleon. He's trying to clear his name. And then at the same time, there's all this illusion stuff going on that, you know, that Mysterio is just becoming powerful and the city's starting to hallucinate and stuff. And I think that would be really awesome. And then throw it in with Mysterio actually having robotic things, which you don't know if it's illusion or machine. And I think you would have a good flick. Now, they did back themselves in the corner, too, with the Mary Jane thing, because, you know, it wouldn't make sense to throw her in there right away. You would have to have a movie after that movie. But right now, everything's in doubt. And we know that Andrew Garfield is under contract. He will be filming. We just don't know what the hell he's going to be filming or who the villains are. So, I don't know. They have to put it out a movie. That's the bottom line, or else it's gone. Let's just hope they don't put out crap.
How long do you think until they put in Mary Jane?
See, the problem is they have to film like next year, and they have to film next year, so they don't have any script, they don't have anybody casted. It's I mean, you're talking like January. They would have to start filming. So I have no idea what they're gonna do, honestly. And then the rumor that Andrew Garfield may be in Infinity Gauntlet as Spider-Man or in Avengers 2. That's another rumor too, as a cameo, and then in Infinity Gauntlet will have a couple minutes. So I don't know. What did you have to say, Chris?
Hire or cast Kristen Dunst any, would they?
No, it's see that's the thing. There's all politics in Hollywood. For me, I would just say, you know what? Throw Tobey Maguire in there, throw Kristen Dunst like it never happened, just do Spider-Man 4. And I don't think people will really give a crap, really, if they just continued it, because it's like a separate thing.
Yeah.
You know, and kids are smart. They see like the animated series. They see alternate realities and dimensions. They're not stupid. I think it could carry on both separately. And then you could do a movie like Shattered Dimensions, where they all come from all different universes, like they did in the animated series originally.
Yeah, that was an awesome episode. I loved that episode.
What's that?
No, I was just saying, I saw that episode within the animated series. That episode was cool.
And they're actually making that in the comic book right now. So it's going to be in the fall. It's going to be the biggest storyline. So.
What were you trying to say, Chris?
No, what I was going to say was, I really hope that this Spider-Man universe doesn't fall away, because I honestly think that there's potential in this universe with this Spider-Man series, because I always said that the original Spider-Man series, whenever I watched it, I didn't feel like I was watching Spider-Man. I felt like I was watching the lives of just Peter Parker and just Mary Jane.
Yeah.
There was no, like, Spider-Man was secondary. The villains were secondary. It was like, we have all this human drama, well, okay, it's a human drama, but we have all this non-hero drama, but this is supposed to be a superhero movie. And I felt like every scene, it was just, well, here's another problem. Well, here's another problem. Well, here's
I
another
like Doc
problem.
Ock, though. Doc Ock.
He was good. And I actually, like, after Spider-Man 3 came out a few years later,
That was crap.
I was doing a project for school or something where it was like we had to rewrite a movie series, and I rewrote, not the whole thing, but I had like an idea of how I wanted to see up to 7 Spider-Man movies done. But I like this one with Andrew Garfield. I think that I actually like the Oscorp thing where they're behind a lot of it, because
I hate that. I hate it.
I know, I can understand why people hate it, but I personally I see it as, I don't think that they should be responsible for everything, but I actually kind of see where they're coming from on that point. I was kind of open-minded with that.
That's laziness, because in the comic they're all individual, and this would be an easy way to just throw all the villains in there 2 seconds and explain them away, and I don't like that. I thought that the Rhino was terrible. And
I thought the Rhino, because I didn't know the Rhino walked on all 4s. I mean, I know that sounds really I know that sounds really minute, but I mean, he's literally a rhino. He's like a mecha rhino.
That looked like a Power Ranger thing.
And I said, why does this rhino suit have guns and missiles? That's not what the Rhino charged at people. He should just be, I mean, really think about it. If you're going to make a mechanical suit that's like military based, why does it look like a rhino? I mean, who was thinking? Oh, well, we're gonna make this suit. Look at a rhino.
We are talking about a movie. We are talking about a movie after all, where a guy dresses like a spider, pajamas, swings around.
Yeah, but that's different.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though. In the comic, he dressed like a rhino. It was a rhino costume. But in this movie, it's like, well, we have Spider-Man fighting a tank.
Yeah.
There we go.
Here's the problem.
Like a rhino.
I mean, you have some old school fans that like the comics, like, you know, people my age or Joe's age or even Mike D's age, you know, a little bit, but that they're not gonna. That's not the audience they're going for with these movies. They're going for the young audience. They're going for you know.
That's why they had all the romance stuff on the Tobey Maguire version.
Yeah.
I can tell you I was wrong about Jamie Foxx, because he was phenomenal as Electro. He could have held the whole movie without anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So why didn't you just do that?
Because they weren't sure what they were doing.
It's a mistake to go for the young audience. They should go for the older audience, because the older audience will bring their kids. So then you have 2. You have 2 coming in instead of 1.
And also, they're the oldest fans, because they've been there through everything, you know, all the comics and all the different things.
They bring their kids to bring their grandkids.
Yes.
On the other hand, the kids can get their dads to bring them to it, you know, so.
Right.
They're trying to
the dads bring them to it, the dads drop them off at the theater. Whereas if the dads go in with them, you get 2 ticket prices.
Okay, now before we go any further with this, who didn't see Amazing Spider-Man 2?
I didn't.
Okay, but does everybody know what happened or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. You don't know what happened, Brian?
Well, no, I don't like spoilers, so I didn't want to.
Oh.
Do you know anything about what happens? Because if you
haven't seen the movie,
have you seen Spider-Man?
All right, Brian. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drop out for a minute, and then pop back in. I'll tell. No, okay.
I thought it would have been cool just to kind of like shoehorn this in, like at the end of this, talking about like some of the previous series and stuff. I love Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker / Spider-Man. Right. Think if they would have gone with a retro-looking Green Goblin played by Willem Dafoe, for example. That would have been like ideal.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go forward with this now. Everybody knows what happened at the end?
Yeah.
Monk?
Yep.
Tim? Gloria? Mike D? So I could talk about it?
You're good with me.
Go for it.
Okay. I think the problem is they threw too much money into too much into this movie. And when you have the hero kind of lose and Gwen Stacy dies, that's like a friggin', depressing friggin' thing. And then you get to see how miserable he is, where he's not Spider-Man for 6 months. And then to throw the Rhino, which couldn't carry a movie if you paid people $1 million each, okay? And then think, oh yeah, now he's happy to be Spider-Man now, and he's like starting joking around. That not working, okay?
Right.
It just should have been Electro, okay? I would have wanted to see Emma Stone in 3, and if she was going to die, she would die in 3, okay? So we get to see the whole trilogy with Gwen Stacy. And then they would end it in a different way where it wouldn't be so morbid, okay? Where they can't even just throw Mary Jane into it because people wouldn't accept it, okay? So I think the ending was kind of flawed a little bit, where like it was like you thought it was going to end. Yeah, you thought it was going to end with Electro, and then it wasn't even the end of the movie. Then you got to deal with Green Goblin, which is
there's a term called rushing the sale, and that's what it felt like watching the end of that.
And when the Green Goblin thing was over, the movie's still going on. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why is this movie still going on? To fight Rhino? Who gives up? Like, honestly. The Rhino ends the movie? What the? Like, really? Like, I thought that, and people were confused with the plot. Like, what is it about? It's about Electro? Or is it about Green Goblin? Or is it their friendship that they haven't seen each other since 9?
Well,
can I just throw in? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but could I just throw in that? Did anyone else buy that Peter and Harry were friends? Because I didn't.
No, I didn't.
I was just like, this is how friends act. I act with my friends.
How could you be best friends hanging out and talking about when you're 9? First of all, you wouldn't be allowed to be hanging out anywhere at age 9. So I don't even know. And boarding school for that was just weird. And that's not what happened in the comics either. So
right.
That made no sense.
Especially if they're looking for his father. The owner of that company is going to be like, yeah, I'll let my son hang out with his son. Why not?
But the father's dying, right? And you don't try to give your kid the suit to help him out if he's going to have the same thing. That's weird.
That was cold in the movie when he was like, you're dying of the same thing I am. Ha ha ha.
No, but you know what made no sense too? The only people in the world that are dying are the Osborns of this made-up freaking genetic thing from the centuries of Osborns. What the hell was that? I never heard of such crap in my life, that it was a disease that was just created for them. It's like nobody in the world has
the
this.
Osborn plague.
But nobody in the world had it but them. That's why there was no cure, because only these idiots had it. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's the dumbest thing. And if the suit worked, why the hell didn't Norman Osborn go in the damn suit if it prevented the acceleration of the virus?
And wouldn't that have made more sense? Because wasn't he the Green Goblin?
Yeah. But they never called him the Green Goblin, like Harry. But and why does he look like Evil Eddie from the Lost Boys? Like with the weird, and he didn't even look like a goblin. So they didn't even call him
like a Gollum. It was like, what the hell?
I was like, but then what would be the motivation if you just prevented the disease, right? With the suit.
Well, that would have given room for that cool line from Fright Night with Evil Ed, where he could say, "You're so cool, Parker."
Right. But if the whole point
Yeah.
if the whole point was that he needed Spider-Man's blood to stop the disease, right? And if that suit stopped the disease while he wore it, why would he be pissed at Spider-Man and go to kill Gwen Stacy? What would be the motivation if he's cured while he's wearing the suit?
Yeah,
There'd be
wouldn't
no
he just go his own way?
Yeah, like hi,
Okay,
I'm
I'm done.
gonna be like Iron Man. I'm gonna be dressed in this stupid geeky suit for the rest of my life, in and out, and I'm just gonna like be a millionaire, billionaire. I'm cool, thanks. Like I don't understand. What was the motivation to do that? And then this other guy that's like, oh, like gathering people together. Like what the hell is that? For why? The same guy from the movie, in the first movie, where he's going to the lizard and there's electricity around. It's like dumb. It's like there's so many plot holes. And then why is Andrew Garfield crying throughout the whole freaking movie? The whole movie he's crying. Do you realize that?
Yeah.
Like he did one up on Tobey Maguire crying. Like, oh,
The effeminate Spider-Man.
Like, what's that?
I mean, halfway throughout Spider-Man 3, I was literally, like, in the theater, I was turning to my friends and saying, I want Venom to kick his ass just because he's trying too much.
Yeah.
Not even because Venom's my favorite character from this series. I just want him to kick his ass.
It's like, I'm at a loss. What the hell is going on? Jamie Foxx could have just carried this whole movie.
He was really good. I was really surprised, like you said.
Wrong. I was completely wrong. I thought he was going to suck, and I apologize, but I said I was wrong. He was freaking fantastic.
He had a really cool, like, theme, too, whenever he would show up.
Yeah. I know. And Gwen Stacy, I mean, Emma Stone, she was like the whole movie, too. She was awesome. She could have had another movie. I don't know why they had to do it like this movie. They should have spread it out a little bit. But whatever. You know. It is what it is. You know? We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's happening with the comics. Cause I'm seeing all the today I went to the comic book store and I'm like, what? Like Marvel Comics, I just got the poster, right? Marvel Comics is worried about what's gonna really happen in 2061.
Oh boy.
Which is like...
Are they really playing that far ahead?
Apparently they do.
Well,
at least they say they do. I don't know how true, you know.
It's supposed to be the 100 years of Marvel, so they think maybe the world's not going to... It's going to end, so they're not going to be able to tell the tale, so they got these freaking books that are like, what the hell is this crap? And they got Spider-Man, he still looks he's 20. And then he's with this guy, and I don't understand what that is. And he's upset. He's holding the guy in his arms, like, oh my God, without a shirt on. I don't know who that guy is supposed to be. And then Kingpin gets the symbiote, and then he's crashing through the big buildings, the futuristic buildings in New York, and you see Mary Jane, the actress. And I'm like,
well, by 2061, none of us will be here talking about it, so they're going to lose about 50% of their audience. So,
like, what the hell? And then I see the Guardians of the Galaxy, which I doubted that they're going to be big in 2061. And it's the same thing from now. This Groot, this Rocket Raccoon, which you would think it would be unrecognizable in 2061, just like my Guardians of the Galaxy that I read. There's nothing like Guardians of the Galaxy now.
We'll all have to write posthumous reviews for that film. Well,
and then they said that Thor comic is going to be run by Beta Ray Bill, and he's fighting dinosaurs, and that's Thor #1. And I'm like, what the frick? Yeah, like Thor's dead or something. He's Beta Ray Bill with the freaking weird hammer and fighting dinosaurs. I'm like, what's that? And then Fantastic Four couldn't even make it. What the hell they are? And then Galactus is white and not purple anymore, or pink. And then you got Vince Astra from Guardians of the Galaxy. And then you got a female Star-Lord. And I'm like, you want to think better with these characters? It's like stupid.
Okay.
I give up. Now the Falcon's going to be Captain America now.
That makes no sense.
doesn't. Especially since the super soldier serum was eliminated from his system.
So what are they going to do? What is Marvel going to do? Are they really going to base all of their modern plans? They're going to be like, oh, we can't do this because it might affect the way we do it in 2061.
Oh, yeah, and Cyclops marries to Emma Frost, the White Queen, in 2061. That's just stupid, too.
What?
It's going to take, like 50 years for him to hook up and get married. I mean, they're together, but it's going to take 50 years for him to get married, so that's stupid, too.
Shouldn't he be, like, 80? No? Like, what?
I have no idea. I don't care. Like, I'm going to be dead anyway, so I don't care about that. Who cares? Why don't you worry about fixing the comic books now? Cause
seriously.
No,
like,
but
really
at least they're successful, aren't they, Marvel? I mean, all of their movies have been successful. DC's over there trying to copy what they do.
Okay, but eventually you can't pull from the well if there's no well, because the well sucks. That's
we don't even know. I mean, Guardian of the Galaxy is like one of those out of left field. Why not? That's cool.
That's going to be cool. Yeah.
It's cool because we don't know anything about it. So when you go into it as a movie and say, wow, I didn't see that coming. Same thing with Ant-Man. Nobody knows anything about Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Why not?
The only characters I know from Guardians of the Galaxy in this movie is Gamora. I know her, and Nebula. But everybody else, I have no freaking... And Yondu, which they're going to show. I have no clue who the hell these people are.
And it seems like they're approaching it differently, right?
Oh, Drax. Yeah.
They're, you know, the trailers that they're putting out there are like trying to appeal to like older comic book fans like ourselves. They're not going for the young crowd with this one. With the songs,
I think it's going to do good because it's space. There's no space stuff out there other than Star Wars, right, Monk? I mean, what space movies are there out there now? Nothing.
Star Wars is coming up, and maybe Star Trek, the 50th anniversary, but nothing else.
See, the problem is people are starving for space movies, space battles. Yeah.
Yeah.
The last space movie we had was Gravity. Who gives a crap about that? I'll see it. I mean,
I'm so mad at that.
Actually, we do have Interstellars coming out by Christopher Nolan.
That's next year, though. And yeah, that's next year.
I thought that was like November or something. It is next year.
Is it? Is it?
Like a year ago. I mean, that's
people are starving. People are starving for space movies. Starving. It's not there. There's no space movies, and that's what we need. And that's why this will be a hit. This actually, this is going to do way better than they think it's going to do. This is going to be like, oh my God, 500 million like that. And then they're going to be like, wow, we need to do some more space movies.
Well, at the risk of sounding like an old man, I remember back in the day when I was a kid, they used to have like 5 or 6 that were out at about any given time, like in the mid-'80s.
Even if they weren't that great, it was like Ice Pirates.
Late 70s.
And it was like The Last Starfighter and
Space Raiders. Like Enemy Mine. Yeah, even the Terminator films and all that stuff. You had like Total Recall.
Yeah.
There's tons of stuff.
Alien.
And then suddenly it stopped.
Just stopped. Even at Life Force, that was pretty cool. I like that movie, the space vampires.
They could even redo that.
Event Horizon and there's like a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah, I like it.
In space.
Event Horizon was good, actually. It did a really good job of mixing like a traditional haunted house horror element to like a sci-fi film.
Jason in space, Jason X. I mean, they did everything in space, and even Hellraiser was in space.
Remember when The Matrix came out? Like that was a big, like out of nowhere sort of phenomenon.
Yeah, but that's not space.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it just reminded me of.
So, you'll see. Battlestar Galactica is coming back to the theaters, a brand new version.
I'm surprised they never rebooted Close Encounters.
Yeah, I know. Well, actually, he don't really want to reboot his stuff.
What's the reboot? It's a one-off story.
You don't want to do anything with E.T. You don't want to do anything with Close Encounters, but he is going to. He is talking about Jaws.
Those are TV series. I mean, those are films. Those are not TV series.
So people might look at it and say, "Oh, it's dated because it's so 80s."
He is talking about Jaws, though. Steven Spielberg.
Jaws is dated, but I'm not talking about
He is talking about
Jaws is 70s.
But he is talking about a reboot of Jaws, and Gremlins is going to be a sequel, not a reboot. So.
Yeah, but the thing with Jaws though is I'm afraid that they're gonna like work against what made the original work so well, which is like seeing less of the shark and more of the tension and stuff.
Absolutely.
From what I understand, it's a franchise. It's going to be a franchise, not like just one movie.
The whole scare was what you didn't see, Mike. Right?
Oh, please.
A franchise on one shark. Like,
they already tried that with Jaws 2, 3, and 4, and that didn't work. They all flunked.
Yeah, it's like Jaws.
Actually, I like Jaws: Revenge. It's actually one of my favorites of the all of them. I mean, the first
Jaws takes revenge, and that's your favorite? Jaws with Revenge, which was in 3D?
The first one is my favorite, but I like.
Oh, all right.
It's like Jaws' whole family's pissed off and holding a grudge against. Like,
I gotta.
They even travel on land and track down the Brody family. Come on.
I actually gotta say that Sharknado kind of opened up this camp. I mean, now
how about Jaws?
Sharknado 2 is coming out at the end of this month.
Yeah, but sharks are in now. It's popular.
Yeah,
We can have Jaws versus Sharknado.
Well, they had Sharknado, they have Sharknado 2, they had Avalanche, which is ice prehistoric sharks. They're doing everything sharks now. Mega shark versus whatever.
Those have been around forever, though. Like, they've been doing shark
but they're
movies.
coming back, yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously wish I don't want them to be making any more Jaws. I mean...
Jaws will be 2017.
James Cameron was supposed to be doing a reboot of Fantastic Voyage, which is like a inner space.
That's actually coming out, but it's not with him though.
I know that he's doing this stuff with Avatar, and apparently it's not going the way he wants it to.
Love the movie in inner space.
Why would you say, hey, I'm making this for the rest of my life, and I'm never going to do anything else but Avatar, and nobody really gives a crap. Avatar. I mean, yeah, it did great because for the first time ever, people spend $20 for a movie ticket because it was 3D.
Well, James Cameron is one of those accidentally brilliant directors that happens to have a few hits on his belt, which he's really not that great as everybody thinks. Well, I mean, he does make some hits, but none of his movies were that good.
But Avatar, I want to see two different things. I don't want to see Avatar 2, 3,
That's my point. That's my point. I mean,
to go with what Tim was saying about him being an accidental phenomenon with his first film. What was that, Terminator? Which is
awesome. Which is an awesome movie.
Terminator 2.
I was going to bring up, I don't know how many in the group know, but he actually was involved in a major lawsuit with that when it first came out with the people that wrote I believe it's Outer Limits episode called Demon with a Glass Hand with Robert Culp in it because it involved...
Not only that, when he was assigned to direct the sequel to Alien, he had a really hard time with the crew. I mean, you can watch the DVD and you'll find out all this information that he wasn't used to the British way of doing things. And it wasn't his fault, but I mean, he did make an adequate sequel. But
Aliens was the greatest friggin' movie.
No, it's not though. At the end of the day, I would rather watch the first one.
Really? I like Aliens.
I know. The first hour nothing happens, but Sigourney Weaver. There you go.
It's a slow burner.
It's a slow burner. Yeah. It's a different kind of movie. I'm not trying to take anything away from Cameron. I'm just saying it is a different kind of movie. And yet he has these problems to this day. I mean, because what were you saying? Do they really need that many sequels to this movie?
True Lies was great, and The Abyss, was entertaining, but I know that it didn't do as well as when people, they wanted it to when it came out.
He's going to do a sequel to that too. He's supposed to do a True Lies sequel, but it never happened.
I love it.
That was a fun film for that summer, '93.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can never Eliza Dushku, really.
Yeah. No, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Well, what's Quentin Tarantino's next film? Has he got something he's working on?
He is going to do that Western movie that he abandoned. He's going to do a Western.
Wasn't that script leaked? for that
but
film?
he changed it though. He changed it. Yeah. So, you know what? We know that new Predator movie's coming out. They're doing a Predator movie.
Shane Black, from what I read, the writer, he's going to be working with the guy that directed Monster Squad and Night of the Creeps from like back in the 80s, so that might be interesting to see how he works that. I'm a huge fan of the first film. You know, the second one was not bad, but then like, you know, with that whole Alien and Predator and all that stuff, the thing that worked well with Predator was, again, you had a group of people that were isolated in the jungle, just like a traditional haunted house type story, where they're secluded somewhere and having to fight their way out.
Yeah.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Now is this going to be like a reboot or a remake?
It's a sequel.
It's going to be a sequel. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no reboots. No reboots at all. Which Halloween 3 is just going to be a sequel to Halloween 2, but it's not going to have Rob Zombie doing it.
I want to get
like the last Halloween 3.
I want to get a little early here and say that there is one reboot I dream of happening, and I want the little cartoon I remember watching when I was a little girl, Lady Pixie Tale.
What's it called?
You guys remember it? Little like fairy princess kind of with these little pixie tails that are like animals with different color, things of hair strips. And they had dolls of it and everything. I want that little cartoon to come back.
I gotta look. Gem and Holograms is coming back.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
Actually, live action of it. And I was like,
Gem is truly outrageous. Truly, truly, truly outrageous. Yeah, that's coming. That's a movie.
I was excited when I heard that because I used to watch that too.
I want live action Thundercats. I'm dying for it.
When do we get Magnum P.I., man?
I mean, he's doing Blue Bloods. I think he's doing his TV series, so he ain't got to do anything.
I'm talking about recasting it, obviously, if they do it the right way. But they'll probably set it like
a live action of My Little Pony.
No.
They already had My Little Pony in a Transformers.
No, I mean seriously, not a cartoon, like real horses and they.
I want them to bring back Quantum Leap.
That's right. Yeah, I would like Quantum Leap to come back.
That could work.
And that was the worst ending in history.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking that he never saw.
Isn't that the problem? I mean,
if you're gonna end something, you gotta end it on a high, not like on a friggin'.
That's right.
Look how Twin Peaks ended. I mean, that's just like
never saw Twin Peaks.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure Joe did. But I'm just saying, really.
You don't want to do something where you poop on the whole show from the friggin' last episode, because it's like you see that episode and then you don't even want to watch Quantum Leap. It's like, that was like how could you alter it where Al...
Now you're talking about Lost.
Never.
That's what
I'm talking about Al never was captured in the concentration camp and all that stuff. He wasn't a womanizer. He was with his first wife, and he never was Al anymore. And then he never helped. He wasn't Al anymore, and he never helped him with the quantum project. So nobody remembers that he's in the damn thing and zapping around. So he was just never saved, and he never went home. And that's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Awful ending.
Disgusting.
I want to Al.
I'm just saying. Ask Mikey D. Twin Peaks had a worse ending.
I would have fixed that with the Evil Leaper. I would have fixed it with the Evil Leaper, just fixing the thing and just Al's history back, just to mess with Sam or something. And even in the Halloween episode, you found out that the devil, he was fighting the devil, and the devil said, "What gave you the right to fix what I made wrong?" So that was one of the greatest episodes.
Yeah. I want him to reboot Gumby.
Hell yeah.
Reboot Gumby.
You talking about the Eddie Murphy version of Gumby?
Either one. Eddie Murphy as Gumby. That'll work.
Tim, were you talking about the Twin Peaks, like the last episode where Cooper like goes into the bathroom and like you see he's been like I guess influenced by Bob and he headbutts the mirror and yeah.
No,
It's
well, they were talking about bad endings for a TV series, and I said, well, that one wasn't really that cool, but you know, it's acceptable. And then if you're familiar with Lost, which was really cool for about 5 years, and all of a sudden it really got crappy, and then you're like, okay.
Quest about the dolphin.
I would definitely fix Quantum Leap, definitely.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, maybe it wasn't the ending you wanted. Maybe it's the ending you needed. If that was the show you're watching.
No, we didn't.
That was the. Let me tell you something. If you want to piss on a show, that's how you.
I didn't watch that one, so that's what I'm saying.
I gotta
watch Quantum Leap.
I gotta admit, I was a huge Quantum Leap fan, and when I watched the last episode, I thought it was pretty poignant. You know, like for what it was. I mean, Sam was basically sacrificing. Because I mean, you know, you got to remember though when Sam jumped into the Quantum Leap accelerator, he was taking on.
Vanished. He woke up to find himself trapped in a pit, facing mirror images and out of zone, and pursued by an unknown force.
But
his only god on his journey was Al, being from his own time.
Right. And if Al never became Al, then none of his adventures ever took place.
Yes.
Well, but
it's a paradox.
But the thing is, yeah, I understand what you're saying when you really like think into the detail of it. But I'm saying like the whole point of the show is you're experiencing basically reality for the most part. Every episode is Sam and Al, and it's like these two guys are good friends and they're helping each other out. And Sam was finally able to help Al out with all the help that Al was giving Sam with doing all this.
But,
you're so cynical. You're so cynical.
I mean, that's why people get upset with Doctor Who nowadays, because it's like, you know, it's out of order, so it goes over your head, and people get mad, and you're like, really? Why you get mad? I mean, it's cool.
As long as they don't bring back.
No. Doctor Who can be out of order because he's a time traveler.
Exactly.
But
when
Al not being Al, none of the adventures we watched all 5 years of Quantum Leaps took place.
When you watch Quantum Leap, you saw that the guy put his heart into that stuff, and like his soul into it. But then when you saw the last episode, it's like he had no heart doing that.
But wait a minute, wait, I got a point here though. But couldn't that same argument be used with the Star Trek, with the Abrams films? Like, didn't they rewrite the history of what occurred with
Abrams films? Is junk. It's just you throw them away.
That's just a money-making crap.
Yeah,
that's just a money-making.
As are all TV shows.
Commercial. Just they're young and no horrors with Spock and having fun in the turbo lift. That's just
her ad sleeps herself to the top. Why aren't African Americans upset about this? Let alone Star Trek fans.
And the timeline was changed, but not in the 90s or in the 20th century when nobody changed his nationality.
The Enterprise was built in outer space, not in Iowa.
Yeah, that's true.
They weren't all the same age either.
Yeah, but Cumberbatch was good, but he wasn't good as Khan.
He shouldn't have been Khan.
Never watched that one because the 2009 one was so bad. I didn't bother to watch the next one.
So what are we up to pay Jimmy off to watch Into Darkness?
He won't.
I'll never watch it. I mean, you have to pay me a lot.
Yeah, and even that's not enough.
No.
No, you got to watch it for comedic value because it's like the whole thing, like getting towards the end of the film, could have been like circumvented.
Mike D, it's like asking somebody if they want to have diarrhea tomorrow. Absolutely.
It won't be comedic to me. It would just be annoying and angry.
People's opinions are so extreme. Isn't that what Mike's trying to do? Like, he's saying, like, hey, I'll send you a couple of bills if you want to watch this movie. You know?
No, it's
why are they?
It's like making a Doctor Who movie and making Doctor Who a human from Earth. There is no Gallifrey.
Well, that was 20 years ago, wasn't it?
Don't worry, it's coming. It'll be here soon.
Let's stay away from Doctor Who.
Right. It's like making our Tarzan movie, except Tarzan was never in the jungle. He never grew up in the jungle. He just likes to He's Spider-Man.
I'm just gonna add one thing. I'm gonna add one thing to that. And yes, there is a Tarzan movie coming out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
With space aliens.
What?
Of course.
Tarzan versus space aliens.
Giant metal.
That sounds like a B movie. That's a B movie, man.
It's not actually.
Wait.
And is Johnny Depp Tarzan?
I think the guy from True Blood's Tarzan. I think Eric or something. I think.
Oh, sure.
Eric Estrada.
Why not? At this point, he's fighting freaking
aliens.
aliens.
It's weird. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, we need a good Chips movie. Speaking of Eric Estrada, right?
Remember that? Yeah.
California Highway Patrol.
Yeah, that's it. A Chips reboot.
Remember when they had Dukes of Hazzard and then Enos left?
Wait.
And he went to the city and like the guy went to give him 5, like his partner, and he was like this. That's like, and that lasted like 2 episodes, and then he went back to like Hazard County, whatever.
Now you know they're going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel when we see like a Monmouth Family motion picture like reboot or something. Or
see,
like,
now you're bringing up all kinds of stuff. Now you're bringing up like B.J. McKay and Bear or whatever, and Sheriff Lowe.
They reboot Chips, but set it in the future and call it Chimps. Now apes are the Highway Patrol.
Yeah. Hey, hold on. Let me get a notepad. That's a good idea.
Actually, Tom McFarlane got sued so bad because he tried to do a comic that was basically a ripoff of Planet of the Apes. And then he was going to do a movie series, and he was called The Apes. And they're like, you're out of your effing mind because this is Planet of the Apes. Just like he got, he might have had a lawsuit about the Wizard of Oz thing where he turned that twisted. And like he just lost every battle that he ever had in court with everything. So,
we need Lancelot Link Secret Chimp rebooted. Yeah.
My mother, the car.
Lancelot what?
Lancelot Link Secret Chimp. Look it up on YouTube. It was popular in the 60s. It was a children's show in the 60s. Lancelot Link Secret Chimp.
How about well, Jimmy and I were talking about doing like well, not us, but I mean like
Bring back Cannonball Run.
Somebody should do a prison.
Cannonball Run.
A live-action version of
Bring back Cannonball Run.
Yeah, but you know what? They do Cannonball Run. They'll end up putting like the Kardashians in it. You'll have like Shia LaBeouf or something.
The Flying Nun.
Don't put Shia LaBeouf.
Is Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Flying Nun, there's a TV series they haven't rebooted yet.
Elisha Dushku, the Flying Nun.
Live action, where's Waldo?
I don't think we'll see Shia LaBeouf in anything.
Saved by the Bell, the movie.
That is coming.
Yeah, that's coming.
They'll reboot Full House, too.
New Scooby-Doo's coming.
Yeah.
Live action Scooby-Doo's coming.
All in the Family, 21st Century Edition.
Jetsons is coming. Jetsons. Live action.
Live action?
Live action, all right.
I love that cartoon.
Bring back Hee Haw, damn it.
And they probably bring back
Stephen Pratt.
Wasn't Hee Haw like a variety show? And they do those now, like on Disney Channel, they have that one where all the kids are.
Oh, Andy Griffith died.
He did?
You heard about that? Yeah.
Oh, when did he die?
Who?
He died. Andy Griffith died.
When did he die?
A couple days ago, actually.
I didn't hear that.
I thought he died a couple years ago.
No, he was just here a couple days ago. Actually, let me look it up and I'll screenshot it.
Actually, I read the article. Somebody posted something, but he died actually a couple years ago. Actually,
yeah. It's one of those things where they're trying to like make news and there's no news. So they're gonna
why did they do that? That's stupid.
Because they suck. I mean, that's not cool. That's not cool at all.
No. He died July 3rd. That's not a couple years ago. That's a couple days ago.
So wait a minute. So Andy Griffith, I thought he died like a couple years ago.
No, this is from the New York Times.
July 3rd and buried
the marathon.
Buried the same day he died.
No, this is the New York Times.
No, but what year? What year? This year?
2012.
Oh,
Well,
we
yeah,
did.
that was a couple years ago.
Exactly.
You're right. I was only
That's-
looking at the date, not the year.
My mother watches
Yeah.
it all the time. She
But he was
tells me about it.
buried the same day he died. That's interesting.
He's gone to the big Mayberry in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
Why the hell did they post that stupid article then?
Anniversary. It's an anniversary.
Anniversary death.
Oh,
Oh, it's the
anniversary.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Oh, the anniversary
Two-year
was death.
anniversary.
Okay. That's. I never understood when people die why they celebrate their birthday when they die.
Those
Yeah.
damn people that died
They're not born
twice.
anymore.
Kind of morbid and sad.
Who's that? Oh, he died hyperventilating.
Yeah, this guy died though, like today.
Heat
Who's
stroke.
that?
Heat stroke. He was in a Harry Potter film.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's actually writing a new story with Harry Potter and the gang in their 30s for Quidditch.
How about an Andy Griffith reboot
I
with
thought
Jason?
she was just saying about the prior one, not prior, but I mean the prequel. Like basically not even of the main group. It was just
No. That she's doing that, but she's just writing a story now for some Quidditch.
Because she has a lot of regrets too
the next
about like
generation.
some of the things
I
she
mean,
did.
the next generation.
I don't know.
Speaking of prior, Blazing Shadows, the reboot.
They tried to make that with Main Ways to Die in the West. They'll never come close to Blazing Saddles. Never.
Richard Pryor was a screenwriter.
I can't wait to get to know Albus Potter more and the kids.
Young Frankenstein reboot.
No.
History of the World Part 1.
Great Dictator reboot. The Charlie Chaplin film.
All right. Well, we're actually going to finish now too. So.
All right.
Okay.
Because it is getting late too. So, all right, guys, thank you for watching. We will be back tomorrow briefly
Same bad time.
with a quick Real Hooligans cast, and also we'll do. I think tomorrow's is tomorrow Saturday?
Yeah.
The Star Trek cast is coming Sunday night.
Really? All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be hours actually. I think it's going to start at 6 o'clock.
Wow.
Or
Yeah,
6:30.
if we can pull Daniel's leg to get on the podcast. for
Well,
Star Trek.
he is on Canadian time.
We are going to do a walking cast soon. We are going to do more horror casts because the news is coming all over the place with all this stuff coming out. You won't even believe what's coming. So the horror cast is going to be. We'll probably do a few this week. Real Hoovians cast, we'll probably just do a brief one. Just because I just want to show off. Well, I'll do it here. That I have Peter Capaldi as a 12th Doctor. Action figure.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Happy about that. So,
Oh, he's awesome looking.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like Peter Capaldi.
I'll just look at it. I know the glare is like.
It's not that clear.
It,
I have seen
does.
Capaldi.
Details and
It
everything.
does.
I've seen better
That's
figures than that.
Oh,
Well
come on.
done, Brian. It's not a NECA figure.
Yeah. I have another. I actually have a David Tennant little figure too. I got today too. So that's cool. I'll show it next time. But that'll be tomorrow. All right, guys.
Hey,
Thanks
hey.
a lot. Take care. Bye for now.